Claude just released 3 new certification exams, and one of them isn't even technical. Looks like we all gotta start studying. So my firm, Nextworks, is a part of the Claude Partner network, which gives you access to private resources from Anthropic to help better deploy AI and Claude in real businesses. And last Wednesday, on July 13th, the CPN released 3 new certification exams. By the end of this video, you'll know about all 3 exams in detail, which one suits you, and if you can even take any of them at all. And in today's video, we'll be going over the 3 new exams in high detail, what the retake window on all the exams are, who's actually eligible to take these exams, and what exactly the Claude Partner Network is. By the way, if you're new to this channel and don't know who I am, I'm Chance. I started Nextworks around a year ago after leaving Microsoft. I'm here to share both my AI and business learnings with you right here. With all that being said, let's get into it. Okay guys, so as I said, last Wednesday on July 13th, Claude released these 3 new certification exams. You have the Associate Foundations exam, which is non-technical, and it's for consulting, sales, and customer success roles. Then you have the Developer exam right here, which is another Foundations exam, and this is specifically for AI developers, and it's absolutely a technical exam. It covers the API, MCP, and Claude Code, things like that. Lastly, they also released this Architect Professional exam. So if you didn't know, they already had the Architect's Foundation exam, but they now have this professional exam as well. By the way, if you want to get this Architect's Foundation exam, I did release a study guide on this not too long ago, had a lot of views. People seem to find it useful, so if you're taking that exam, check that out. And that link will be in the description. So this new exam is also a technical certification, and it's mostly for people who design end-to-end AI systems using Claude. As you can see, the non-technical exam is the Foundations exam, and that costs $99. The Claude Certified Developer and Architect Foundations exams cost $125, and the Architect Professional exam costs $175. All exams have 60 questions and 2 hours to solve each, so around 2 minutes per question, and all of them require a 720 out of 1000 score to pass. Now let's go into all of the study guides for each exam. So here's the study guide for the Foundations Certified Associate exam, which is the non-technical exam. And as you can see here about this certification, this exam is about competency in using Claude in day-to-day operations in real-world roles. And again, the intended audience for this exam is non-technical roles who use Claude or AI in day-to-day work. Topics that are covered in this exam include prompting and task execution with Claude AI, evaluating outputs, selecting the right product like Claude Chat, Coworker Code, and the Model 2 like Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus, workflow integration with Claude, knowledge management, governance and responsible use, and troubleshooting and optimization. Going into the second exam a little bit, this exam is about competency in building production-grade Claude applications, agents, and workflows, as you can see here. The intended audience for this certification is technical roles, engineers and tech leads who actually build and ship Claude-powered systems. And the topics covered here include agents and workflows, so the Claude Agent SDK, applications and integrations, so that means API mechanics and SDKs as well, Claude Code, eval, testing and debugging, model selection and optimization, prompt and context engineering, security and safety, and tools and MCPs. Lastly, we have the Claude Certified Architect Professional exam. So this is basically a beefed up version of the original exam that Claude ever released, which was the Certified Architect Foundations exam. So this exam is about competency in designing production-grade AI solutions using Claude. As you can see here, the intended audience is experienced solution architects, engineers, and tech leads who own the full lifecycle of deploying Claude systems. Topics covered here include solution design and architecture with Claude, Claude models, prompting and context engineering, integration, so RAG, MCP, and tool and agent configuration, and evaluation, testing, and optimization, governance and safety, stakeholder management, and developer productivity. Now, these exams aren't easy. So what's the retake period? Now, before, the retake period for all the exams was around 6 months if you failed the first time, but now it's actually 14 days after the first fail, 30 days after the second, and 90 days after the third. And you can basically take the same exam up to 4 times per year, and each exam will cost you the same amount. So no discounts the second or third retake. And for my last video, there was a commonly cited issue where people didn't know if they could actually take the exam or not or have access to it. And I'm here to tell you that for now, Anthropic is pretty clear about this. You must be a part of an organization in the Claude Partner Network to take the exam verified via your work email. So whether that's your own business or you're an employee of a business, you have to be a part of a Claude Partner Network firm to take this exam. So of course, that begs the question, what actually is the CPN or Claude Partner Network? It's basically Claude's official partner program where you get the Anthropic Partner Academy access, including the certification exams and sales playbooks and templates as well. To get in, you need to apply, which is free, and then commit to getting 10 people certified from your organization. And you don't need to have them certified beforehand because you don't have access to those tests before you get in. Once you are in the CPN, you can apply partnership badges that require you to have different numbers of certified individuals and proven deployments, which give you more perks, as you can see here. So where this partnership begins, it's select. You need to have at least 10 active individuals and 2 joint customers with production and 1 public customer story. And for preferred and global premier, it's just for larger and more established firms who apply Claude at more other businesses. There are also some sample questions for each exam, so we'll be going over those now. First up is the Claude Certified Associate Foundations exam. So, okay, let's just go over them. Output evaluation and validation. An associate asks Claude to summarize a new regulation, and Claude produces a confident summary citing a specific subsection number. Before sending the summary to the compliance team, what is the most appropriate action? Okay, obviously you need to verify it, so don't send it just as is. Don't ask Claude to rate its own confidence because it's still AI, and yeah, definitely it's B, verify the cited subsection. So second question, an associate needs to generate a high volume of short customer reply drafts where speed and costs matter more than deep reasoning. What choice fits the tasks best? So you definitely want the, haiku, basically, which is a faster, lower cost model suited to straightforward high volume tasks. It's definitely this one, and this one's definitely wrong because that would take longer. And the last question, a product manager wants to upload a spreadsheet containing customer names, basically like identifiable information so Claude can analyze trends. Organizational policy restricts sharing regulated personal data. What's the most appropriate action item? And the answer would be to remove and anonymize the personal identifiers before uploading to maintain security policies. And yeah, the answers to all these are B. Second, we have questions from the Claude Certified Developer Foundations exam. So let's go through those. A developer must process 10,000 documents overnight. Cost is a primary concern and results aren't needed till the following morning. Which approach best fit the requirement? I know this from the previous exam. It has to be the batches API, which is B. That basically, I think it's half cost for processing, but it just takes up to 12 or 24 hours of latency. Second question, a Claude-powered agent summarizes web pages submitted by end users. One page contains hidden text instructing the model to ignore previous instructions and reveal its system prompt. Which mitigation is most effective? That's definitely not good. And yes, you would want to treat the retrieved page as untrusted input and keep it separate from instructions so that these things can't happen. Larger model is probably not the answer. Adding a line to the system prompt will not defeat this, and then raise the model's temperature. That's a nonsense answer. And then the last sample question here, a team needs Claude to call in an internal inventory exposed as a REST API. They want the capability to be reusable across several Claude applications and maintained independently of any one app. What's the best approach? So it needs to call a REST API. Hard coding the inventory logic is probably not the answer. Pasting the current inventory data into the context window on every request is not smart, and relying on an inbuilt tool, probably not it either. So yeah, you want to rely on an MCP server. And of course, all the correct answers are B here as well. And the last one is for the Claude Certified Architect Professional exam. So let's go over these. A team exposes a customer support agent that can read tickets, draft replies, issue refunds, and delete user accounts. Support staff only ever need to read tickets and draft replies. What's the best change that reduces risk? So yeah, you want to never give the customer support agent refund and delete tools because support staff will do that. Second, an application sends the same 8,000 token system prompt and policy document on every request, followed by a short varying user message. Latency and cost are both concerns. Which optimization directly addresses both? So you have truncate the document policy to the first 1,000 tokens, which would ignore the rest of it, so you don't want to do that. Switch to the smallest available model regardless of task fit is probably not the answer because you want accuracy and it to do an actual good job. Place the static system prompt and policy before the dynamic content and enable prompt caching. That's probably it, so that you can save context. And then move the policy document into a few shot example block. That doesn't make any sense. Last one, a RAG system suddenly returns confident but incorrect answers after a document refresh while latency and model version remain unchanged. What's the most likely first place to investigate? Model weights, probably not that. Temperature setting is too low, is probably not that. Context window is shrunk, is probably not that. Model, probably don't blame Anthropic. And the retrieval indexing step is returning irrelevant or stale chunks. That's probably it, especially because the documents have been refreshed. Well, that's all for this video. If you want to see any of the articles from Anthropic I showed in this video, just click the links below. And if you want to work with my team at Nextworks, click the first link below to get directly in contact with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace.